Hi John, it's Radoslav here, and this is my screencast for what I've done for our project. So basically I start with creating network manager on the server and client. Actually, before I start implementing networking manager, I was just playing around with the packets, with the TCP packets first, because I thought that we will use kind of like a switch. So we start with TCP connection, and then when the connection is established we will switch to the UDP, but I couldn't figure it out how to do that kind of swap. So then after we talk with Andrew, we decide to use just UDP and make it more reliable by adding the 3 handshake connection at the beginning. So I've added the basics for our game. Andrew Andrew was working on this and make more of the stuff we need for that. Firstly, when I add the network manager on the server, I bind the socket with the server, the server port. The server gets the IP as a local address from the SFML function. It have the hard-coded port number, and it bind the UDP socket to that port. If that's if it's this done properly, we set the blocking to false, so then we can actually work with this. Server starts, as you can see, when we load the server manager we initiated, it starts to waiting for the connection. So it wait for packet to receive packet, which is basically the function from the UDP socket, where you get the packet from the address and from the client port. Those two are set automatically when the packet arrives. So then when the address is set and client port is set, we check what kind of packet type arrive. This is the string. Then we using function from the previous semester to change the string into the enum. It check for it get the packet type enum, and then using the switch we just have different kind of packets. Depending on the packet type, the proper function are called and all the procedure are done. I was trying to figure it out what kind of packets we will need for this, and probably I overthink a little bit about this and add too many of them. But then we talked with Andrew and we decided that we actually need just the new user, password, hello packet, and input, as well as the we use as well the they actually here. So I was thinking that we need to have like a game state update, sending the actual starting packets. I was also working to on the implementation of level loader, just to have it on the server side, where on the server side the image will be read pixel by pixel, and then all positions for new tiles will be sent to the clients, and then on the clients the actual map will be generated and draw it. But then we decide that it takes too much time to actually send all the packets, because we couldn't send like multiple tiles in one packet. I was trying to do that for a few days, and there was always too many errors in it. When we put like I think it was 40 the limit of the packet, 40 tiles you could put in one packet to don't exceed the 1300 bytes of packet size. So on this we have just too many errors when the packet arrive and we try to read from it. So I decided to just send one tile at once. But then after checking everything, we find out that actually that text takes too much time, so we decide to move all the level loader, all the loading to the client, to have it just on the client side. There was also small issues with the sending enums. They were sent properly, read it properly sometimes, but mostly was some issues when we try to check on that on the switch for enum. Not actually sure why that happened, but as far as I was searching on the internet, the enums are not actually a proper structure for sending using those SFML packets. SFML packets, as far as I find out, it's just wrapper to send the primitive types like integers, strings, characters, just those. They not actually doesn't work actually properly with enums and other structures. I was trying also to implement extending for writing and reading into the packet, to have it works with the objects, but as well there was too many issues with this, and actually then Andrew figured out how to do this properly and in easier way. Other things what I was implementing was I was making some fixes on the level loader, because initially we want to have like a bigger map with some spawning points on it, so I was just adding this to our level loader to find the place for that spawning points. But basically most of the functions here are made by Andrew. I've added the send packet function, it is. So the next thing on the client, I've added the getIP function where user can type in the IP address. It's validating, but the validation I get from the Stack Overflow, where someone just make that function, and I'm not 100% sure if it's correct. So, because that was just like I've had that like yesterday, so I have that kind of message that even if it looks fine, doesn't mean it's right. Here we have as well the binding port, which is also typing by user. We have small check for that if the if user type in the correct number in range between 50,000 and 60,000, and if it's actually a number, not a string or something like this. And here we have two functions for sending, one which take just the packet and use the server IP, which is hard-coded, and port number is hard-coded out as well. Not hard-coded as well, I say, which is actually taken from the user when user type in the number for the IP. And then we have another function if which takes packet IP and port into it. The receive packet is really simple. We try to get from the server and from the server port number a packet. So that's actually I was starting with the function with the switch for the different packet types and adding some functionality to it, but then Andrew extended and make it more reliable and better. So that's actually what I've done. Thank you for everything. Bye.